Hello guys, Dividend Enjoyer here, and today I want to talk about the fact that I am down a significant amount in the market right now, and I'm unfazed by it. I'm fine with seeing the losses. I'm fine with sitting here and seeing my stock drop. I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not necessarily buying anything either just because I have debts that I'm going to pay off fully before I decide to reinvest more into the market. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's easy when you're down to want to panic and want to sell out and want to freak out about what stocks you bought. But if your overall understanding of the business has not changed and the price has changed, that you have a few options. So one, if you think that the company is a high quality company that you would be happy to own for a very long period of time, and you believe it's cheaper than what the actual value of the company is based on the money they're bringing in, you would probably want to buy more of that company if you have spare dollars. If you don't have spare dollars, you could do nothing, but it doesn't make sense to me to want to sell out of a company for a lower price than you think that the company is worth. And that's why I'm just going to be holding, especially my Salesforce position, my Uber position, both of those I'm going to be holding, my Vici position. All three of those, I'm not selling a penny of. I'm going to keep holding them. And I think that long term, it makes sense to want to build up a portfolio of companies that you're willing to hold no matter what the market's doing. And that's what I intend to do. I intend to fully pay off all of my debts and then again, just get into businesses that I believe have been undervalued due to the Iran war and due to misconceptions, really, I believe, about AI. I think that there are a lot of misconceptions about AI. I think that there's a lot of hype and a lot of companies have gotten to unsustainable valuations, not based in reality. But I'm also realistic and I understand that it could be another 1, 2, 3, even 10 years of this trend continuing where you have businesses that realistically shouldn't be valued where they're valued and they're ludicrously valued because people are misinformed and want to buy them, and there's a lot of hype and the guy next door made this amount of percentage in a quick amount of time, so I feel like a sucker if I don't get in. Whereas if you're buying things to hold them for a very long time and you view it kind of like buying a farm or buying a business where you're locked in for years, then your decision making gets a little bit different and the losses don't hurt you as much because you're able to weather those storms. And if what you bought is truly high quality, like you believed, and it truly can continue to make more money over time, eventually the tide will turn and your businesses will be valued at a higher rate. That's an optimistic view as well. Maybe something did change with the companies I talked about sooner, and maybe they should be valued lower based on the rate changes, based on the price of fuel, based on new emerging technologies. Those things can all really disrupt existing companies, and I understand that. I just don't think it's going to happen to the businesses that I talked about personally. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But for me personally, I want businesses that are sitting there and making me a lot of money continuously over time. I think that waste management is a great business for that. I think that a defensive, solid, monopolistic business that is able to just envelop all of the smaller players in its sector and just continue to be able to grow with high quality and provide a service that people really need and create real income is a business that I want to build up more of. So I do think I am going to pause some of my Salesforce investment just overall because I think it's important to build a portfolio of very strong businesses that are reliably going to do very well over 10, 15, 20 years more reliably. Because I get a little bit nervous with a company like Salesforce because it is software, and software it does change very rapidly. But I still think that it's something that I want to hold and I want to own for a long period of time. And when you own stocks, you're willing to see the dips, you're willing to see massive dips and weather those storms because eventually they're going to be able to come out of it by making more money, being more profitable. Hopefully they buy back more shares so I have an even higher ownership of the business. And that's kind of my view. I'm fine with these big dips. I think that they're buying opportunities if you have the money. I think that it's very unlikely we're going to have huge dips like this again. And I think that certain businesses are really being undervalued. Now, I could be wrong about which ones are being undervalued and which ones aren't. and it's very hard to say. It truly is. That's why I'm trying to limit my exposure to that AI race a little bit going forward and buy companies that are more traditional, like Waste Management that I talked about earlier. But I really view this more as something where I want to buy this. I want to hold it for essentially forever and just keep collecting those dividends, just keep being a shareholder and reaping the benefits of being patient rather than trying to time something at the right time and then get out with a certain percentage. And don't get me wrong, if I get a crazy percentage on something over a short period of time, there is always that temptation to sell it. I have done that in the past and bought things that I believed were really undervalued at the time, and I still believe are undervalued for right now. I think that now I'm going to kind of change my approach, and if something does do very well, I'm just going to continue to hold it in the portfolio. It might mean that I'm not willing to really add more unless my perspective has changed due to some kind of earnings call or due to some kind of product that they're going to be launching or something like that. Some kind of news that would actually change my opinion on it. But for the most part, my logic in terms of investing is to own as much as possible, to hold that giant portfolio of different things for a very long period of time, and to really reap the benefits of being a very patient, smart, intelligent investor that is willing to sit through bad trends and get through them and then eventually come out on the other side with a lot more money. So I'm not selling anything. I'm just going to keep collecting the dividends, reinvesting into things that I think make sense. And then once all of my debts are paid off, then I'm going to be investing more heavily. I'm going to be buying more assets that are going to routinely pay me high dividends and also create greater and greater gross profit. And I have different reasons for buying each of them. I've talked about each of those extensively. For Vici, it tends to be that I just think that the portfolio of real estate in Las Vegas is very valuable. For Salesforce, I think that it's just simply a value play. I think that this company is extremely undervalued for the amount of cash that they're generating. For Waste Management, it's for a long-term play. I do think that there is a premium on this stock right now for what it is, but there's a reason there's a premium. It's extremely defensive. It's extremely strong. And even in economic downturns, Waste Management tends to make good amounts of money. So I like that one for that reason. For American Express, it's because you get exposure to a very strong, monopolistic, amazing business with very, very strong clientele. And with Visa and MasterCard, it's more just based off of the network effects of the amount of transactions I'm getting. For a company like Amazon, it's just the monopolistic factor. And you could say the same thing about Microsoft. And for Take-Two Interactive, I really like that stock because I think that GTA 6 is going to exceed expectations. And my reasoning for that is that Rockstar tends to take their time on all of their projects they're working on and really get things right. And historically, they've been able to really release a lot of projects that have exceeded gamers' expectations and gone on to sell a lot better than anybody would have expected. So those are kind of the reasons that I'm invested in each one of my businesses. Uber, the reason I'm invested in that is I see the trend long-term of people using Ubers increasing and just rideshare in general. And I also think that Uber Eats is becoming more widespread and popular among younger people, and those are going to be the people that are recurring customers for Uber Eats. So I think that there are a lot of very, very good long-term synergistic things that I'm going to benefit from, but these things take many, many years to actually materialize. And I think we're seeing that with the Iran war. Some of these stocks are more economically sensitive than others. I'm thinking about Uber there. If fuel costs go up, that's going to obviously make Ubers more expensive. And it's also one of the first things people will cut as an extra spend. So that's definitely hurting Uber as well. But I think in the long term, we're going to come out okay. And I think that the trend is actually going to be very positive for them and for all of my businesses. But again, we shall see. It could go anyways, but those are my investments. That's just how I'm feeling. Been getting really just hit the last couple of weeks. And just staying in there strong. Just going to keep buying what I like. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. I don't plan on selling anything. I'm not selling for a loss, even though it is tempting to get that tax write-off. I think it makes sense to just hold everything that I own and just continue to hold it, collect the dividends, and live to see another day. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.